Hello doctor, how are you? I hope you're doing well. My name is Shog and today I will present my presentation about the anatomy of ear and hearing mechanism. So let's get started with this interesting topic. First, the objectives are describe the structure and function of ear and explain the hearing mechanism and balance. So what is the anatomy of the ear? Hearing is the ability to perceive sound by detecting vibrations and changes in the pressure of the surrounding medium through time. So, the ear provides the sense of hearing. They are also essential for balance. And these pictures clarify the sense of hearing. The ear has three parts: the outer ear, the middle ear, and the inner ear. The outer ear consists of the auricle or pinna, which is the visible part of the ear, shaped by cartilage, and this part of the ear passes sound into the auditory canal. The auditory canal leads up to the eardrum via the temporal bone. The external acoustic meatus is the opening of the auditory canal to the outside of the body. The canal contains glands which produce secretion that combine with dead skin cells to form cerumen or earwax. Cerumen waterproofs the canal and traps soil and bacteria as well. The middle ear consists of these structures, which are auditory ossicles. The three smallest bones in the body connect the eardrum to the inner ear, tympanic membrane, and the auditory or eustachian tube. The auditory ossicles are named for their shape, which are malleus resemble to hammer, incus resemble to anvil, and steps resemble to stirrup. Tympanic membrane or eardrum. This membrane separates the outer ear from the middle ear, and also it vibrates in response to sound waves. The auditory or eustachian tube is passageway from middle ear to the nasopharynx. This tube equalizes pressure on both sides of the tympanic membrane. Unfortunately, it can also allow affection which called otitis media spread from the throat to the middle ear. This infection occurs commonly in the children because their eustachian tube is short and horizontal, so the infection spreading into the middle ear very easily. The inner ear is a complicated system of the passageways within the temporal bone, and this explains why this part of the ear is called the bony labyrinth. The inner ear contains semicircular canals. These are essential for balance. Vestibule, this structure which marks the entrance to a labyrinth, also it's necessary for balance. And cochlea, this snail-like structure contains the structures for hearing. The spirals of cochlea are divided into three compartments. The middle compartment is called the cochlear duct, filled with endolymph. The outer two compartments are filled with perilymph. The organ of Corti consists of an epithelium layer composed of a sensory and supporting cells, and thousands of hair cells are topping with the toctural membrane, also nerve fibers in the basilar membrane. Now I will talk about hearing mechanism and balance. So how hearing occurs? Hearing occurs when sound creates vibrations in the ear known as sound waves. So let's get started with hearing mechanism. First, sound waves enter the ear and travel to the external auditory canal. Here the waves strike the tympanic membrane, causing it to vibrate. Second, the vibrations spread throughout the auditory ossicles. Third, the steps move against the oval window, so this shocks the perilymph in cochlear duct. Fourth, the ripple in the perilymph are transmitted through the roof of the cochlear duct to the organ of Corti. The movement here stimulates the hair cells to send nerve impulses along the cochlear nerve, and then the impulses reach the brain temporal lobe where it's interpreted as a sound. Last, the ripple continues through the perilymph and dissipates by striking the round window. Hearing loss can be divided into two main categories. One, conductive hearing loss, when the vibrations interferes by anything, then stop when they reach the middle ear, but by the surgical interventions can restore hearing. 2. Sensory neural hearing loss. This type of hearing loss most often results from the death of hearing cells in the organ of corti, and this type of hearing loss permanent. The vestibule and semicircular canals play a key role in the process of balance. So you can see in the picture how these structures contribute to balance. The different movement of head leads to stimulate three semicircular canals, which filled with endolymph. At the end of each canal is area called an ampulla. Within each ampulla is a mound of a hair cells topped cupula. The light weight of cupula make it float in the endolymph that fills the semicircular canals. The vestibula contains the utricle and saccule. A batch of hair cells lays inside both these organs. The tips of the hair cells are covered by a gluten-like material. The gluten material has the heavy mineral crystals called otolith. So how balance occurs? In these pictures, the semicircular canals are concerned with the speed and direction of head movement. However, the utricle and saccule share responsibilities for detecting the position of head when the body is stationary or sense of acceleration when moving in a straight line. And this is called the static equilibrium. See in this picture, the head is rotate. The endolymph inside the ampulla lags behind. When the movement stops, the fluid swirl around the cupula, so lead to bend it. This pulls on the hair cells, stimulating nervous receptors to send a signal to the brain to interpret the information and responses for maintaining balance when the head or body is moved. Inside the vestibule, the otolith remains level when the head is level, causing minimal stimulation. When the head tilts, the membrane and the otolith shift, stimulating the hair cells. So this led to stimulate receptor of the vestibular nerve to conduct impulses to the brain, which produces a sense of head position. That is the end of my presentation. Thank you for listening. I hope you understood.